Hello. I mean, just to get into it right off the bat, Sketchbook, I'm almost done with it. I've been in it for under a month, and I want to just get this done today. Like, I am nearing the finish line. So, yeah, I just wanted to do something a little more different than my usual content. I just kind of wanted to film myself, kind of like real-time stuff. Some chit chat. Do you like that I put these in trying to be aesthetic? Just to give a rundown of what we're doing right now, I basically have to fill 4 pages, and this one should be easy. If you can already guess who this is, you're fire. You're freaking fire. So yeah, I guess I'm just gonna get right into it. So I have my pencil case. This is from Blix. It's like made out of recycled canvas. This, I don't know. I have no recollection of what that is. I must have put like some sort of ink in here. For this piece in particular, I've just been using a micron size 10. I know that like generally in the more popular sense of the art community that people prefer to have like thinner line art. I think that's the case. I don't. Here's the thing. As I've done more art over the years, I used to prefer like very thin line art. Like my ideal used to be just like the 3 micron. I hate that one now. Adamantly like kind of refuse anything thinner than like a 0.5. I mean, I don't really do a lot of line art these days anyway. I feel like this will tell you who it is. That is a really bad thing. So right now I'm drawing fan art of, if you could guess it, Pen 15. That's fire. The show, I just started it. By just started, I mean I'm already in season 2, and it has kind of a chokehold on me. I do think it's very funny. I do think that there's aspects of it that I find like a little problematic, but I'm not super mad about. It's nothing that I think is pure evil or anything. I'm making her way taller than Maya. I have a reference. Here's my reference. And if you like this pixelated corner, you can thank my dear friend who stepped on it one time, and there is no way to fix it, by the way. I just think that there's a little bit of a normalization of putting minors in inappropriate situations, and even if they're fictional, it just feels like it gets into weird territory where it's like, okay, well, who are you creating this for sometimes? Oh, I love her face. As you can tell, don't go in with the sketch. And yes, does it make my drawings ugly as fuck sometimes? Yeah. Also, the it is just gonna be shaking. I'm sorry. If that really disturbs you, I don't know what to tell you. Hey, if your drawing will work, well, I'm drawing. Bitch, what are you saying? If you're drawing right now, I want to know, what the freak are you drawing? Because I personally right now am drawing Maya and Anna fan art. I also just think sometimes I get weirded out because Maya and Anna, I believe, like, I know that the actors are adults for those two. I think the rest of them are actually children. Like, I think it's meant to be slightly uncomfortable, but there's definitely like points in the show, especially with like any of the romantic stuff in the show, it feels so weird because the actresses who play Maya and Anna, well, specifically I think with Anna, unfortunately, she's just significantly taller than any other character, which I feel like is just kind of, but the thing is, it kind of works in a way because there is that height difference that is very common between middle school girls and middle school boys. I don't know, it rubs me the wrong way sometimes. I made her redonkulously tall. It's okay. To be fair, this is the first drawing I've done today, and this I started like at 9 a.m. and I'm finishing it at what, 7 p.m. So we're getting what we're getting. Yeah, I think the show's good. I'm just gonna I want something to fill this, but I don't want to put in a lot of effort. And also, if you're curious, this is my dog. I put my glasses on him, and I went, yeah, I have to draw that now. I think I'm just gonna write like Pen 15, or maybe I'll draw a pen. Girl, this looks like a mechanical pencil. I just haven't been doing a lot of sketching. I kind of just have started to go in with marker, or I don't know how I want to fill this space now. I like to sketch with more permanent things. I don't like sketching in graphite as a general rule. I'm just gonna draw more pens. I'll grab a pen so I have a reference. Sketching in graphite, I just don't like it. I feel like I feel much more insecure in my drawing abilities when I'm using a pencil, whereas like with pen, you kind of have to just be going for it, honestly, which means you end up with uglier drawings, but I think that's okay. And I think we as a society need to start appreciating uglier art just in general. A lot of times, yes, art is meant to be visually appealing, but it isn't always meant to be, and that is a very valuable thing. And sometimes things are meant to make you uncomfortable, and I think that is also super cool. I love art that makes you uncomfortable. That's like my favorite kind of artwork. I just think it's the most interesting and has the most like commentary that you could have on things. But what do I know? I'm just gonna put a gray background. There's the gray one. I love Tombow brush pens. Oh, they're just so good. I love them. I love them. I love them. Okay, so now that I'm doing this, which is kind of like the final part of this sketch, I have to now think of what do I want to draw next, because that would involve me having to come up with another idea. And this was kind of nice because I didn't have to think. I think part of what I want to talk about in this video is how this sketchbook has just been really great for me. Started this sketchbook around the end of May. I just have adored working in it. I know that a lot of times people will talk about these challenges and are like, it fucking sucked. I'm just so glad I'm done with it. It was too much, like, it was a level of making art that was just too much and was unsustainable. And to me, this is like the dream of just filling out sketchbooks. And I think it goes back to kind of how I used to keep sketchbooks. I used to fill sketchbooks within a month, or even less than that, and I would just go ham. And now I fill them at just like a much slower rate, and more recently it's gone up again. But let's put a pin in that and we'll come back to it. Let's figure out what we're doing on this page. Okay, I think I'm gonna draw my OC's recent code. I'm gonna use Tombows. Okay, but kind of back to what I was saying is that I used to really keep sketchbooks in this where I would just fill them at such a rapid pace. And this was like during COVID. So the amount of time I had was absolutely astronomical. Just indulge in it. And I still had school stuff. I mean, it was online school, and my school, when COVID first started, we didn't really do the whole Zoom thing. We just our school kind of just gave up for a little. The assignments available, but nobody did them. And they kind of just were like, well, I guess this is how it's gonna be for right now. COVID is a freaking fever dream now, bro. Regardless, I just had so much time to fill so many sketchbooks. And for whatever reason, I think it was because the norm was not to fill sketchbooks very fast. A lot of people I saw were like, I wish I could fill sketchbooks at a much more rapid pace than I do. And I would hear that and I would be like, but I'm not normal because I'm filling them too quickly. That was like, and I felt like my sketchbooks had weirdly less importance if I wasn't spending like over a month in them, which is so weird. Like, I look back on that, I'm like, why did you come to that conclusion? But I don't know. And so I slowly just kind of made this pressure to draw less in my sketchbooks, and it was weird. I don't know why I did that, and I still feel like I noticed the effects of that on my art in a way, like not necessarily a like lack of skill or how my art physically looks, but just the way my relationship with art is. I have this weird avoidance for something, like, I don't know, I feel like in a lot of ways, I feel like I don't fit in with the art community. Also, I'm using a reference of Iowa Dip. It's from Bottoms. I haven't seen this movie, but I really want to. I just feel like I have a very different relationship with art than a lot of other people do. So with this sketchbook, truly, it's been the most recent time I've done this challenge. I've done this challenge once before. That was around the time I had decided I was like not gonna fill sketchbooks as frequently. Just wanted to do that one as like a challenge because I saw somebody else do it online. I think I just had a weird relationship with being perceived with my art, but I really don't know what led me to that conclusion. Like, I can't name anything. I think I just wanted to, it was probably some sense of like longing to fit in with artists I looked up to who filled their sketchbooks at a much less frequent rate than me, at least. I also used to be so negative about art. Like, I used to absolutely hate my art, and now I really like it. Again, another thing that I think was just like, I did that out of some weird sense of fitting in because of how I saw artists online talk about their art. One of the first videos that I think really exposed me, that made me really want to create art, was, I think Emma Ricci might have deleted this video, but she made a video that was going through her old middle school sketchbook, and I remember she talked about how much, like, at the time she really hated her art, and I just remember, like, I just kind of internalized the idea that you're kind of supposed to dislike your art. Now I don't do that. I think nowadays I just my relationship towards art is much more positive. I really just try to appreciate my art for what it is, and not everything needs to like look good. That's a big thing I've taken into account when I think about my artwork, is that not everything I make needs to be this big claim that I'm a great artist, you know? Like, not everything you make needs to be proof that you're good at art. Some things can be ugly and some things can be bad, and you can be disappointed in that when that wasn't your goal. But for me, I'm kind of at this point where if I make a drawing, I don't really care if it looks ugly. And I'm at a point where I'm like, if I wanted to make something look good, I most likely could do it. And even if I don't, I can always try again later. And that's just, I think that's the most healthiest relationship I could have with my art. I think a lot of times it's hard not to compare yourself to other artists. There's times where I still struggle with that. Like, I think that's where I get the most in my own head. I'm not going into I don't know how I would describe, I guess just like, I'm not going into graphic design or any of that stuff. Like, I have no interest. First of all, those jobs, I was thinking about this when I was thinking of what kind of art career I wanted, because I know I love art. I was really considering animation for a long time. I kind of enjoy animation. I just more so like the thought of animating. If I were to get a job in like a traditional industry job, what I would want to do is be an art director and be part of like the concept illustrations, but otherwise I don't care. I can't imagine myself animating. Character design is fun, but I don't think I have. The thing is, any of the jobs that I really, really, really would want are jobs that are so hard to get. Character design artists, like BFFR, like, but I don't know, don't be too critical, I guess. That's like a bad way to look at any ambitious goal, but it just is sort of the way I have learned to look at things. But I really like this sketch so far. I've also learned that even if things are wonky about a drawing, I still really like some sketches. Like, there's things that are even off about this, like this hand, way too big. Still like it. Yeah, I just think a lot of times people online especially get caught up in, does my art look good? Do people like my art? I mean, not to sound corny, but I think the most important thing is, like, if you enjoy the act of making it, but if you're enjoying the process of making it, that will be the most sustainable way to continue to make art. And naturally, you will improve, just as a natural result of working on art, especially in like any form of like frequency, you will definitely find, oh my gosh, what was I saying? If you work on art in any sort of like consistent basis, you will improve as time goes on, no matter how hard you try not to, if you're making art consistently. Yeah, I really adore this sketch. This is so cute. Okay, I'm gonna put a little bit of orange around it. I like orange. I don't know, I guess my takeaways from this sketchbook is that I feel like I just kind of want to make a general goal to make a bunch of art all the time. I think what I really appreciated about this sketchbook is that because I had the goal to fill it in a month, it just made me excited to do more, just making more art on a frequent basis. I think having the kind of strict, oh, fill this in a month, just kind of gave me the push to, with my other sketchbooks I've done, like if you've watched any of my other sketchbook tours recently, they take me about like 2 to 3 months to fill. So this wasn't even like, this challenge is just kind of I think it just split the time in half from what I usually do, which isn't like a huge jump. But imagine if I was taking like 6 months and then I was like, let me fill this in 3 months. Like that would be a huge jump. But time to find another reference. Okay, I think I found it. I think that's a good reference and I'm just gonna use it. I'm trying not to think too much. So I used to fill sketchbooks sort of in this way where I would think so much about what I was doing and I would avoid doing things that I knew I wanted to do just because I was like, what if this doesn't look good? Or what if this is like repetitive? Or I don't even know. It was just, when I think back on these things, the most frustrating thing is that I truly do not understand my own thought process. In the realest way, I just could not tell you what I was thinking a lot of times. This is a harder reference. With my older sketchbooks, I used to put really weird expectations and pressure on what I was doing. And now I hate to say it, I don't gaff. I don't give a darn. Like the more I get into art and the more I'm like, I don't really care how this looks, and I kind of just want to make whatever thing pops into my mind that sounds fun to make in this exact moment. The more I just do that, the better my art is and the better it is for me. Is this AI? No. No, it's not. Either way, if it was a reference, it doesn't really matter. It's still not ideal to have AI references on Pinterest. I think just the way my art has developed over the years is just kind of generally reflective of how I've matured as a person too. There's a lot of things that I've learned that I just don't think are as important anymore. I could do really impressive things if I wanted to, and I do those things when it feels pulling to me, but it doesn't always. I love Reese. She's a little tooth gap. I don't know, it's just kind of a matter of what I find interesting in the moment and what is just generally important to me, I guess, more than what I think is gonna be liked by other people. Like that is in recent years and days, I guess, what is interesting and cool to other people, it is the absolute bottom of my priority list. I remember, and honestly, I think I'm gonna change my commissions soon, because right now I don't think that they're overpriced despite what people on TikTok wanted to say. Based on what I want to do, I kind of want to make them just cheaper and make traditional ones, because I really like just sketching really simply as I'm doing right now, and I feel like these are they're very simple, and I don't think I would ever do them in a way that is more complex than this. I think if I just sold something like this for like a few dollars, that might be fire, but I don't know. Oh, I think I just fucked up. It doesn't matter. See? And it's as easy as that. That we're just like so mean to people online about how their art looks. If we all just stopped being so fucking annoying. If we all just stopped being so mean. The worst is when somebody's being homophobic or racist or something. Like if they're like, oh, my art style doesn't fit black people's faces. Like, hey, what? What are you talking about? What do you mean? That's different from the vibe of just like somebody who draws eyes generally too high on the head for like regular proportionally accurate people. Everybody online acts like they just committed treason because their art style isn't pleasing to their eyes. I'm just gonna give Ko like a chunky... What did I just draw? What? You ever try to figure out what you're drawing as you're drawing it and you're like, girl, no. What are you doing? I think I'm trying to draw an arm leg warmer on the hand, but what am I doing? You see, this is fine. Am I happy with it? No. But I'll live. Especially beginner artists, unless they're asking for advice, we should all shut up. Everybody shut up challenge. Like, is that so insanely difficult? I don't think we need to act like it is. I posted something that was like, what a so-and-so price commission looks like from me, and all the comments were like, oh, that's not worth the price. Okay, first of all, I don't care. I don't care. To me, it's like, okay, if you think my art isn't worth the price, crazy idea, you don't have to buy it. Nobody's making you buy it. I'm telling you, you have to purchase a commission from me, and if you don't, I'll get you. I'm not doing that. And I think that people online act like when an artist is sharing the like price of their items, that it is open for feedback. And I get that it's the internet, so everybody's just gonna share their opinions no matter what, but it's just like, just let somebody charge whatever they're gonna charge, and if you think it's overpriced, you can just scroll. You don't need it. This isn't for you, evidently, because you can't afford it, so just move on. If you're mad you can't have it, that's unfortunate. There's a lot of things you won't be able to afford in this life. I want to start making commissions that are just generally cheaper, just because, for one, if you have your commissions priced just generally cheaper, you're likely to get more commissions, but it's kind of about also just being like famous on the internet, unfortunately. I don't really care. I also am just not at a place where I have to like rely on that for my income. I don't think I ever will put myself in that position. I get how it's really frustrating. Unless somebody is asking for your opinion on their art or their commissions, you don't have to give your opinion or anything. Nobody is making you do anything that you're acting like they're making you do. I just kind of want to add Ko's hair maybe coming over here. I love sketching in markers. For some reason, this purple one I always gravitate towards. I just really like it for sketching. I have a good few that I've collected of Tombow markers over the past year or so. I truly do adore these markers. I like this I like this whole spread so far. I think I just used to be insecure in being confident. I think I was very naturally a confident person, and I still think that's true about myself. I just think for a while I was insecure about the idea of seeming confident. Yeah, I guess that was it. But I was insecure of how like confidence would make me look. You know, I was drawing and I would write like, this looks ugly next to it. And usually with those drawings, I would think that they were ugly, but I wanted to put that in so that if somebody else like went through my sketchbook, they wouldn't make fun of me. I still kind of do make these jokes, but like just self-deprecating humor in general is a beautiful way to just have anybody get to making fun of you first. Okay, I'm gonna call it a day with this spread. Now we can move on to the second to last spread. Okay, so I have these are my goals. I kind of want it to just look like the first page. I don't draw with my left hand, but at work today, I was like, I must have been using it for something it's not used to, because my left wrist hurts so bad, and I have no idea why. I'm gonna put the goal tracking on this side. Let me put a bookmark just on this page. Okay, goals. This is gonna require a lot of my quiet attention, so I might just put this as a time lapse. Okay, we're back. So the thing is, today is June 27th, so I failed. Draw a wide variety of subjects. I will give that to myself. I drew mostly characters or like people, but I was honestly shocked by how much like environmental stuff I did. So count me as built different. I don't know. Don't worry about your quality, just do it. I never think about that. I never think about it. Work on tattoo design. I worked on a tattoo for me and a tattoo for another person. Use it like a journal. I did do this, and I honestly really appreciate that quality. Do studies. Did I do studies? Vaguely. But I'm gonna give myself a half point. Different mediums. Yeah. I mean, yeah. I'll give myself full credit because I think I did do enough. And then develop OC lore. Yeah. I drew a lot of my characters. It gave me a lot of time to think. Okay, now it's time to do something for this page before we do the final freaking page. Now what do I even want to draw? Let me go on Pinterest and see if anything strikes a chord. Okay, I think I'm just gonna do a drawing of my OCs. This and hope. I don't think this is gonna look good. I'm anticipating because this is a complicated pose. This is a complicated pose and I'm going straight in with black marker because I don't feel like sketching. So basically that's too small. Fuck my life. This looks dumb as fuck already. You know what? It's the last page. I don't even care. I don't even care. This nose, what even is that nose bridge? By the way, I'm drawing my OCs, Aaron and Finn. I know I'm pretty good. Like, I know I'm better than the average person at least. And that already is cool. And that already is fun that I get to be on that level. If I wasn't better than everyone else around me, then I wasn't good enough. Like, that was truly the way I felt, and honestly I still feel like that sometimes. I just think I have a hard time with comparing myself to other artists. It just is always something that I've had. That is where I struggle the most, my feelings towards my art, because when I'm just drawing alone and I'm not looking at anybody else's artwork, I adore my work. I just really like my art and I like what I do and I enjoy making it. And that shouldn't be belittled by other people being better than me. Regardless, it is. And how do I even explain this right now? I think I also used to value the opinion of other people on my artwork way more than I could possibly value my own. And now that I'm at a point where I'm like, my opinion at the end of the day is the most important when it comes to my own life. Anybody else who's gonna try and come in and be like, well, I actually think it doesn't matter. I just think that the most important thing is your own opinion. Oh, I can hear the ice cream truck. I love drawing shorts all ripped and stuff. The funny thing is that I feel like the times other artists liked my work the most was when I felt the most indifferent about it. And I think gradually that changed recently. The art I think is my best, other people also agree is cool and appreciate it. But I just think that, oh, I didn't even draw the pizza in his hand. Whoops. Black pepperoni. Oh, I need to give Aaron all of his freckles. We put a lot of pressure on things to be admired by everybody, and that's just not gonna... That's just an unfulfilling way to be stuck thinking about your art, unfortunately. And I think that the sooner we get to a point where the most important opinion is your own opinion on your art, the better it will be. I fucked that up. And that's okay. I don't know. I think I'm getting to a point where none of my words make sense. But hopefully in edit I can kind of make what I'm saying come across well. I just think we put a lot of priority on what other people think about us, and that is unnecessary, and we deserve to just be proud of ourselves because we like what we're making. Even if you don't even like what you're making, just like enjoy the process over anything. And if you don't enjoy the process of making art, I don't know why you want to do it. Maybe that's naive of me to say, but I don't know why you would, because it's not like art is a field. Oh, I'm gonna make so much money so easily. I don't know. And also, to me, I used to kind of have a relationship with art where this is the only thing I'm really all that good at. At the end of the day, it's either this or I wouldn't be fulfilled in other jobs. I just know that. So I have to go into some form of art. I really like this drawing. Even if this drawing, so bad. Aaron's head needs to be way down, but you know what? It doesn't matter. Just get to a point where you just enjoy making art and just stop giving a shit about everything else, because that stuff is important, not in the way that we pretend like it is. Like, we act like that is the absolute most important thing about art, and it truly is not. If I didn't make art, I don't know how I would live. And I've even just discovered I don't want to do singing in any sort of professional manner. Boy, do I just like enjoy doing it. And I think I'm pretty good. I don't really like the ways you can show off singing abilities. With like singing, for an example, for me, I'm like, I really enjoy it, but because a career in it, it's not something I have an interest in. Mostly because it just sounds so hard, and I don't really think I have that much passion for it. I just like singing along to Chaperone in my car really loudly. And is that a crime? And is that so wrong, guys? Guys, please be supportive. Please. Okay, that concludes these spreads. I got to do my 2 main OC ships. That is a blessing. Now, I think I'm going to just close this off. A very simple self-portrait. I don't know if Have I been ending my... I don't remember the end of any of my last sketchbooks, truthfully. It's because I don't really look at my sketchbooks once I'm done. I've been drawing myself like very sharkly lately. I've been kind of playing around with this idea of making a shark version of my Sona. Let me show the page I did. Yeah, here it is. Oh, the orange blood. Fuck. These are kind of the shark designs. I love this design. This is like my mermaid whale shark. Yeah, you guys don't even get how cool I am. I think I'm gonna go with the hoodie one. Jinja Ninja OWO. Kind of brought up, I know that I can spend time and redo and redraw everything and make it look perfect, but not everything has to look like that. And there's no reason to put that much pressure on yourself all the time if you don't have to. And that's just like the lesson I've learned with this sketchbook, pretty much, is just do whatever the fuck you want. You don't have to do what looks accurate. You can just do what looks fun and is enjoyable for you. What feels like it would be fun in the moment. And I mean, this has been very fun to film, because even more so than the way I've been filming my sketchbooks recently, this video made me be like, okay, let me quick just like find any reference and I'll use it. And that's so fun. I just love making art on such a really fast basis. I don't know, I've also gotten into writing again and all these different art forms, and I just think that like when you put your own limits on yourself, it is just so stupid. Like, I feel dumb that I spent so much time like being like, you really should draw less in your sketchbook. I used to be very concerned about like the way my sketchbook spreads looked. Like, I would never sketch. I would do finished illustrations exclusively in my sketchbooks. And now I'm like, no, why? Why did you do that? Nobody was making you... Nobody was even really seeing those sketchbooks at the time. I love when I work so fast that I get to this point, the line art, and I'm straight up, the marker has not dried into the page and I'm kind of ruining the paper. Also, I love this sketchbook. Flipping through it has been so satisfying. Like, every few days I'll just flip through the whole thing together because I'm just so satisfied with just like how much I've done. Recently, I've been a bit more of a fan of quantity over quality to my art in a way. Because I know I can make the quality, but there's so much more fun in just making the quantity really high. And it just is more pleasing and silly. I'm even adding like kind of line-ish art to it, just kind of to give it more definition to it. I don't really like this page, unfortunately, but you know what? It's the last page and I always forget about the last page. A day of completing it, I don't remember it. I could not tell you any of the last pages I did in any sketchbook. I can like vaguely picture a couple things, but I'm not even completely sure if that's like the last page or like the second to last spread, because this and this, like I'm almost always doing the last spread and the last page on the same day, if not in the same like session. I'm almost done. Editing this is gonna be such a pain in the ass because I know that I don't speak in a way that makes sense. If you watch my sketchbook tours, you probably already are aware of that. If you saw the editing process of those sketchbooks, guys, it's bad. There are so many times where I listen to myself in those recordings. Brother, what are you trying to say right now? What do you mean? What are you even attempting to say? It makes no sense what you just said, and I need you to give me an explanation for that. That's it. I'm gonna just do this, give it a little more pizzazz. I just love my Tombow brush markers. They have been like the highlight of the sketchbook, and I think they'll just be the highlight of anything. When I move out soon, I need to deeply consider what supplies I'm bringing with me, because I don't know. That's it. I kind of want to put like a sticker here. Maybe something shark themed. I have so many shark stickers. He's definitely going. I got this from a friend, don't worry. I honestly think just leaving that is a good way to finish it. Finished June 27th, 2025. Woohoo! Woohoo! Okay, so you know what this means. Sketchbook tour soon. Oh wait, actually, I'm almost done. And then I go, wait, I kind of want to add this. Wait, I kind of want to add this. Wait. I like to add really like not clean line art around the edges of letters. Oh, my wrist hurts so bad. Guys, you don't understand. My wrist hurts so bad. I don't know what I did to it. It just started hurting at work right now. Did I just realize that those bleed? Yeah. Is it gonna bother me? A little bit, but I don't really care. Oh, and then I have to go back to the first page and put the end date. June. Guys, don't you love that I finished this earlier than I was supposed to? Thank God, I'm done. That's it. That is the freaking end. I love this sketchbook. I am so excited to give a sketchbook tour of it. I might just start filming it right now. Yeah, that's it. If you liked this, that's fire. Honestly, I kind of want to do more of these because I used to talk to myself while drawing like I was doing a YouTube video all the time, so I have great practice and I want to put those skills to use. I just think that this is a fun type of video and I just kind of wanted to do something sort of fun to get myself to finish these last few pages. So if you ever wanted to see like more art process videos like this, let me know. I also just think they're always fun to draw to. Like, I love to draw to videos like this. Yeah, if you're interested in that, freaking, like, I don't know, subscribe. Like, brother, subscribe. So, yeah. And I'll see you very soon for a sketchbook tour.